Okay, hello guys. So today we're gonna do some centralized exchange stuff. Um, so this is Huobi Exchange API. So we're gonna use it to run some futures trade. So if you can actually be on the app running the trade, you can actually just use the API and maybe code a bot or some trading uh, algorithm or stuff like that. So I'm just going to explain the code bit by bit. So this is the main file, uh, and so I'm importing Huobi DM from endpoints. The Huobi DM is actually a class of my instance. You know, so let's go to endpoint. See, this is a class Huobi DM, and it just initializes my access key, my secret key, which is in the .env file. I'm not going to show you that, but you can see the example here where I use environs .env uh, to import it. Access key, and secret key is just a string in here. So let's go back to the endpoint. So uh, you see there are different the API endpoints which I call here, like this one, the swap contract info. I just try to get some info about the like the swap contract was it called, the contract size. Yeah, because it's gonna be used to calculate the volume you want to buy from the contract. In as much like if you go to the app, you already have an interface, but here there is no interface, so you're gonna need that contract size to calculate what volume you're gonna input when you're gonna drop a trade or stuff like that. So so I have HTTP get request here and post request, and that's in the utils.py file. Let me just run through this sharply. This the get request. Just if you know about requests, it's just a normal way of making requests and stuff like that. See, and this is the post request. All right, so I'm not sure. I'm not going to be using the post request actually. So yeah, this is the API get request, which also requires a sign function, and this is the sign function here. You after inputting the parameters, you sort the parameters, and you encode it. Then stuff like that, basis for digest, and you create the signature for the signing, and then you sign. So back to the endpoints. So this is I'm using the linear endpoint, which is for the USDT matching futures. This is a swap order, you know, which is for long. Yeah, it is for long. And this is the closing. This is for canceling an order. Now, this this part is for long. This is for long. And if you're going to be longing, then if you're going to open a long, then if you want to close, it is going to be sell for the direction, right? The direction is going to be sell. But if you're going to open a short, then if you want to close the short, then the direction is going to be buy, because for long you're predicting that the asset is going to go up, right? So if you want to you know close that position, then it means you're going to sell, you know but in short is the opposite. You're predicting that the asset is going to go down, so you are selling if it goes down or stuff like that. So if you're going to close that position, then you're going to buy and stuff. So the duration is going to be buy for that. All right. So okay, swap order info. So this swap order info is used to get uh, an info about a swap you've already made, at the current position, what is how is the trade going? How is the trade going actually? Yeah, so you just input the contract code and the order ID. When you make a trade, when you place a trade, you're gonna have an order ID. So uh, you need that certainly to get the swap order info. Alright, let's go to the main file. So here I import request. I shouldn't have, but I made another function inside here to get the price, of the asset that I want to trade. You and yeah, so these are the keys, the access key and the secret key, which you're gonna require. You can sign up for Huobi and get the API. Yeah. So this invest is the amount that I want to buy, like in USD, right? So like, for example, I'm just using two here, for example, but you can actually put $500, $1,000, like here. So this is the amount that I want to buy, like 2 USDT of an asset. And this is a URL, this is the endpoint. So if you're going to be hosting on AWS, so you're going to use the first one, but if not, you can just use this, right? So I just assign the instance here to DM, so I can just access the endpoints here through the DM dot, stuff like that. So let's go. All right, so this get price function. So I input the symbol into here, like US, let me say let me input something like XRP or BTC or ETH, and it returns the price. Yeah, makes the request and returns the price. All right, so there's a long function, which is when you want to place a long. If you want to open long on any asset, so I'm gonna call this. Let me show where I called it. So okay. So when I call this function, I input XRP in capital letter. I mean, you can actually design your function anyhow you want it, right? But this was how I actually designed it. Uh, all right. So first, I make the coin to lowercase, so I can actually request the price here, because you see the symbol. I actually input a small symbol. I mean the capital letters to the lowercase instead. So the symbol is the lowercase of the coin, which is the XRP that I've put down here. All right. So next thing, we're gonna make the request for price, and this where it is. Yeah, let's get price and then the symbol. So when it returns that, we want to get the tick and then the data field, which has the price, the first index. All right, so we're just gonna print every line that we do to make sure we're on track. Then the next stuff we're going to do right now is to get the contract size. Like I told you before, this contract size is used to measure the volume you want to buy. So dm.swap contract info. This is going to return the the contract size. Yeah, so there's it. And then the next thing is intended amount, and this you're going to use the invest variable up here, which I told you is the amount in USDT you want to buy. Like in this, I want to buy 2 USDT, right? So now you're going to times this by the leverage. You're going to times this by the leverage. So I'm going to use 10x leverage here. So I'm going to times the USDT amount by 10, which is the leverage. Now I'm going to multiply the contract size by the price of the asset. This is just a formula, right? So I'm going to multiply that with the price of the asset. And I'm going to print the value here. So now the volume is this intended amount divided by the contract size multiplied by the price of the asset, right? So sometimes it's going to give 1.102, or 2 points, but it is supposed to be just a single digit, an integer, right? That's why you see I actually converted the result to an int, so it's going to truncate every decimal and stuff, or it's going to round it up or stuff like that. So I'm going to print the following. So the decimals. Now this is important because there is a price precision, for the price on Huobi. So if they have 1% a price limit to one decimal place, and you input 2 or more, you're gonna encounter an error, right? So you have to use the precision of the price or the decimal and stuff like that. So from experience, I discovered that if here, let me just explain this. Here I'm just trying to get how I'm just trying to calculate how many decimal places there are for this price up here. So there can be 5 decimal places. With this function, you can actually get the how many decimal places does the price have. So it can be 5, it can be 6, it can be 1, it can be 2, stuff like that. So and I'll check that if the decimal, if the number here is equal to 2, then decimals is equal to 1, right? Okay, so next we get down. Oh, I think let me do something. If price, I think this is better. If price is greater than 4, then decimal is equals to 1. Yeah. All right, so here now, this is the increase. Now I'm from here downward, I'm trying to set the stop loss and the take profit. So mathematically, this will be the increase 5% of the price. If you want a 5% take profit, then the increase will have to be 5% increase, right? So if you want the 10%, you can still put 10% here, which is going to be 0.1 times the price. So this is the increase. So the take profit is going to be the price plus the increase, which is price, which in my case is 5% increase. So same thing for the decrease is going to be, okay, I want 7%, which is 0.07 times the price. So the stop loss is going to be price minus the decrease, right? So now you have to round this up to the decimals, which we got up here. So we round it to the decimals, and then this is it. We place the order, which is dm dot linear swap order from the endpoint here. Linear swap order. Yeah, this is it. This is it. So I'm just going to explain this a bit. So you have the contract code. The contract code is the asset USDT. It's in this form. Let me just put that here. It's in this form. For example, XRP USDT. Stuff like this, right? So I'm just going to clean this up. Oh, I made a mistake. Clean the whole asset. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to concatenate here, and the asset USDT. So the next, we have the volume which we already calculated here. The next thing is the direction. So we're opening long, right? So the direction is going to be pi, okay? And then the offset is going to be open because we are actually opening, right? So but if we are closing the position, then the offset is going to be closed. All right, so we're opening, and then the leverage rate is 10x. So yeah, and then the trigger price, and then the stop loss price, which we already got here, the rounded, stop loss rounded, and we just input that. So then we print the return of the order. Okay, so the status, here I just try to get the status to print, right? And that's it. So for the close, I'm just gonna explain everything and then run the code now, like that. Yeah, close, coin, and then direction. Okay, so we have the coin, which is the asset, and then the direction. So here I actually have a short open short function here. So that's why the direction is necessary. So if it's going to be to close short, then the direction is going to be buy. But if you're going to close a long, the direction is going to be sell. So that's it. So same process here. We're going to get the price, the contract size, the intended amount, and we're going to calculate CSP, which is contract size multiplied by the price, and volume, which is intended amount divided by the CSP. Then close. This is the request to actually close the trade now. So we have a contract code, which is XRP USDT. It can be BTC or any asset actually, but I'm using XRP here. And the direction, like I told you, is sell for close. Then the offset is close because we're actually closing. But if you're going to open, then the offset is going to be open, and the leverage is 10. All right, so I'm just going to run this. I'm actually calling here at the number 1 and 2. I'm actually calling long. Let's see. Okay, don't show me again. All right, price print. Okay, so let's see. This is it. Price 0.51463. Okay, contract size 10. Okay, so this is the order ID, and you can actually use it to actually get information about an order, right? In this function where I showed you, I think there's a last function, the endpoint, the swap order info. You can actually get info about this particular trade right now, you can get the current price and stuff like that. So you just need the contract code and the order ID, which is this. I think this, because it's a string you're going to be using. So it's actually the same thing, but this is a string, as you can see. Alright, so on the closing. Okay, so let's see. Status is okay. It means the trade was placed. 10x leverage. Alright, so let's close. And we're closing. Okay, so we close that trade. All right, trade close. All right, so I'm gonna leave the link to this code. It's actually gonna be on my Telegram channel, so you can go there and check out the code for this. They are pretty much easy. And just in case you wanna automate this and maybe make it for your Telegram bot, and so even when you're asleep you can actually place trades and stuff like that. uh, you can try to reach out to me and you can help out to automate this. All right, thanks for watching. Do subscribe if you haven't, thumbs up the video and share. Thank you.